hormones. Does insulin work very well on adipose tissues? No, insulin does not. So they're insulin resistant. So that's why you hear when someone gains weight, they become more high risk to develop diabetes, right? So we think of these things. I say about triglycerides, it is on another fun. This is an artery, and we see it's called a plaque when it starts to build up, right, on the arterial wall, and you see that the artery is kind of narrowing. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is that lipid panel I was talking about. Who's seen one? Who's had one of these mailed to them or given to them at their doctor's office? Jackie has. I know more than Jackie, right? So yeah. So when you get your lab work, it looks like this. It's hard to read. All the numbers are jumbled. It's usually small. I mean, exactly. So that's why I thought I would take a minute and walk through it with you. So next time you get your lipid panel, you can kind of go through it yourself. So let's start at the top. So you see your total cholesterol, right? So this is a little bit misleading because what happens, they get your total cholesterol by adding your good cholesterol and your bad cholesterol and 20% of your triglycerides. So let me walk back through that with you. If good cholesterol is supposed to be high, then that total cholesterol is a little misleading, right? Let's say somebody has a really high good cholesterol. That's going to make their total cholesterol seem high, even though it might not really be. So I like to break it down and look at it individually. So let's walk out. Let's walk down to HDL. Okay, is that our good cholesterol or bad cholesterol? Yeah. Good. HDLs are good cholesterol. They're really small. Now that means this is where yesterday I needed your appointment. So did that? Oh, I just did. Happy day. Look, I don't know what to do with myself. Thank you, Alan. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. I know. You blow it up. Okay. This is your HDL. So this is your happy cholesterol, right? Your good cholesterol. Having an HDL over 60 is actually a negative risk factor for heart disease. So that's a good thing. That's that cholesterol that carries the bad cholesterol to get around, right? Back to the liver and to your gut. So this person's HDL is 72. Is that good or bad? Good. That's good. That person has a good HDL, right? It's over 60, and that's kind of what it says here in this very small print that probably nobody ever reads. Negative risk factor is greater than or equal to 60. So this person has a really good HDL, so that's good. VLDL, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. Look at that. Whoa, yeah. But now we can't see. That pretty good? Okay. So the VLDL cholesterol actually carries those triglycerides. And again, I can get really technical, but I want to hit the high point. So we're just going to focus on the good and the bad cholesterol. So HDL, this person has a great HDL. How about their bad cholesterol? What do you think about 120? You think that's... So here's the reference range, and I'm going to blow it up on the next slide. The ideal range to have your bad cholesterol is under 100. I have never had somebody with an LDL of under 100. I mean, I'm sure somebody has, but that is such a hard level to reach, even in a young, healthy person, right? So they're near optimal. They have a 120, and the reference range is 100 to 129. So this person's looking pretty good, right? But if you look at the total, it says high. And so I really caution you to okay, look at your total, okay, look at it and say, okay, then move down and look at these separately, because this total was thrown off as high because they have such a high good cholesterol. So I just want you to take that with a grain of salt. Instead of, oh my gosh, jumping to conclusions like this person has a high cholesterol, it's actually not that bad. It's really good. So they have a high good cholesterol and a pretty decent bad cholesterol. Does that make sense? Break it down. Look at that HDL and LDL separately before you freak out over your total number, okay? All right. Does that help? You're gonna, next time you get your labs, you're gonna hopefully you'll think of me and hopefully you'll think good things. But you'll know how to kind of look at this in a different way. Okay. Oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Awesome, thank you. So this is just what they draw in a lipid can. So they're looking at your HDL, your LDL, your triglycerides, and that's how they're going to kind of get your total cholesterol. Who remembers to fast before they go into their labs? That means not eating, right? Good. Be sure if you're not fasting, your cholesterol is going to be very elevated, falsely elevated. Okay, so try to remember, try to schedule those labs in the morning so that you're not fasting for a long time. Right? So go in without eating and you'll get a much more accurate number. All right. Okay, these are those numbers again. LDL optimal is under 100. That's kind of an achievable in my opinion. My cholesterol has never been near that, my LDL. So these are just the numbers. These numbers are on the handout that I gave you as well. And then here's triglycerides, which we talked about. All right. Okay, now we're going to get to this part. A lot of this will be reviewed. So how do you reduce your cholesterol? I'm going to focus on number one, eating a heart healthy diet. I'm going to quickly go through some of these. Exercise. How much exercise is recommended for folks your age? Anybody know? 30 minutes. 30 minutes a day. As you're able, I like to remind people that not everybody can move 30 minutes like their neighbor, right? That's okay. But we can all move our bodies. Everybody in here was able to make it this building this morning, right? So we know we can move our bodies. Even if you're sitting down, I know Olivia teaches a chair class to her folks. There's ways you can move your body, even if it's not in the traditional sense that you think of getting up and taking it for a walk. But if you're not doing anything now, start small, do some chair exercises, get a little resistance band, right? Our bodies were really made to move. So really trying to move our bodies, right? If you're smoking, trying to quit smoking is always important, not just for cholesterol levels, obviously for a variety of reasons. Maintaining a healthy weight. This was one we discussed yesterday. That was a fun time. We got a lot of good feedback. So this is tricky because there is research, like peer-reviewed, like legit research that moderate alcohol intake, and we're going to go over what moderate means, can actually increase your good cholesterol. Have you ever heard a glass of wine a day can increase your good cholesterol? It's actually true, right? But there's a catch. Moderate alcohol intake. Who knows what that means? Who can define that for me? This table might be able to. How many drinks is that? One, right? And it is not like that big boy wine glass, right? It's 4 ounces. Now we check my notes. 4. So 4 ounces, that's considered one drink, right? Anything over that, that's where you get into a little bit of a slippery slope, because increased alcohol intake puts you at higher risk for heart disease, right? For pancreatitis, for a whole, yes.
So it says alcohol. Are they saying that alcohol lowers the rest of cholesterol, or is it the other nutrients in the?
So that's a good question. So we know that there are flavonoids in wine, for example, right? Those are the antioxidants found in the grapes, right? But flavonoids aren't in beer. So is it from the fermentation? Is it from? So I mean, again, I don't know enough about this area that I'm definitely going to research more, and I'll get back to you. But so I think there's different ingredients in different alcohol beverages. So it's not those, could it be? Couldn't be the alcohol, right? But it has to be something in the ingredients of the. But actually, that's not true, because one serving could be 1.5 ounces of liquor, which certainly doesn't have. So it might have something to do with fermentation. I mean, I just really don't know. But there is solid evidence of moderate alcohol intake, meaning 1 12-ounce beer, 4 ounces of wine, or 1.5 ounces of liquor. That is moderate. No more than that. That puts you into different risks for different things, but actually increases your good cholesterol, which I always find so fascinating. Who found that fascinating? I've always been fascinated by this. Now, like I told the group yesterday, this is not an encouragement to start incorporating this into your daily routine if it's not already there. I was just trying to deliver some good news. You know what I mean? That if you enjoy an occasional, glass of wine or beer, then it could potentially have some benefit for your good cholesterol. That's where I was going with that, just to deliver a little positive effect. All right, let's go to the next slide before I get myself in trouble. Okay. All right. What is another way that we can decrease our bad cholesterol, right? So who remembers talking about saturated fat? Right? This is actually a slide I pulled from another presentation. So the saturated fat diet, that's that like white marbling on the wheat, right? That's found in a lot of our whole fat dairy products, right? Our butters, our creams, our whole milks. These products have a lot of saturated fat. Those are the fats that are solid at room temperature. These are the ones that are going to cause an increase in your bad cholesterol. So I'm not saying you should eliminate these from your diet at all, right? But if you're consuming a lot of them every day and you do have an elevated bad cholesterol, it might be a good idea to decrease some of these products. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is just kind of a review. Take a look at your own diet. Take a look at what you're putting in your body. If you're eating a lot of poultry with the skin, and you love that butter on all your vegetables, if you're drinking whole milk, your bad cholesterol through the roof, you might want to take another look at that. Okay. Any questions there? Okay. A lot of people for a long time, I do want to point this out, thought it was the dietary cholesterol in our diet that was actually raising our blood cholesterol. Remember, I told this story yesterday, and I like to tell it because eggs. Who remembers in the 90s? Eggs got a really bad rap. Don't eat eggs. Eggs have cholesterol in them that's going to raise your cholesterol levels. So everybody stop eating eggs. Did that solve the cholesterol problem? No. As a matter of fact, it just continued to get worse and worse and worse. And so we realized it was the overall saturated fat in our diet, right, from all of these animal products that was actually the culprit. So the cholesterol found in eggs is not that much, and our bodies use it very efficiently. Doesn't have to convert it. It's already in cholesterol form. So it goes straight to our cell membranes, straight to hormone synthesis, right? That's used very efficiently. So eggs are okay. Now, if you're cooking your eggs with a side of bacon and sausage,
In butter.
yes, Jackie, that's where you're going to get all these saturated fats. So, but if you're having a hard-boiled egg or scrambling some eggs and some olive oil, that's fine, right? Especially if you don't have cholesterol issues to begin with. Eggs have a really bad habit, and that's unfortunate because they are very healthy. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about that? Who likes any eggs? Yes, Shirley.
How many eggs do you recommend per week?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, again, that's kind of depends. Again, I would like to cover my bases. But if someone has their cholesterol pretty much under control, 5 a week is completely doable. I'm not saying you should have all 5 in one scramble, but scrambling 2 eggs, on Monday, having a couple more scrambled eggs on Thursday, and a hard-boiled egg, that's totally fine. Yep, that should not. And again, our cholesterol has become elevated from all of the other products with saturated fat. For some reason, our bodies love to turn that saturated fat into these fatty cholesterol streams. Yes.
Cheese.
Oh, cheese is life, isn't it? Cheese is so good. Again, if you have cholesterol issues, because cheese is very high, but the whole milk cheeses are high in saturated fat. So there's always options to switch to lower fat versions. I don't think those are appealing, or just really monitoring your portions with the cheese. Yeah. The mozzarella cheese does tend to have a little bit less saturated fat, but it does still have. Yeah, all whole milk cheeses have that saturated fat in them. Yeah. So again, I have a lot of patients say, well, I'm not going to bargain on my cheese. I love whole milk cheese. I'm just going to eat it less often. So that's kind of their compromise. They don't want to switch to the low fat. They're like, it's too whack, too much. When they take out the saturated fat, they put it in filler. I don't know what that filler is, but some people don't like it. I don't understand why. Great question. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Okay. These are good questions. We have any more questions? I love good questions. Okay. Oh, no, perfect. Okay. Really quickly, the trans fats. This is something that we've also talked about in the past. this is a food science experiment gone bad, right? And this also happened. What bad things happened in the 90s as far as food science, thinking we would do something good. Everybody thought it would be a good idea to take a fat that is solid at room temperature and turn it into a liquid, right? No, I got that backwards. A liquid at room temperature and turn it into a solid. So you have the nutrient profile of an unsaturated fat, the flavor profile of saturated fat. And if the trans fat was born, it turned out to be way worse for our heart health than saturated fats ever were. So they quickly came out, they exploded on the scene, and then they quickly left. So unfortunately, they are still found in small amounts in fried foods, baked goods. Think about any kind of prepackaged, a lot of our convenience foods. Because the trans fats are cheaper. For example, in fast food restaurants, they were very popular because the trans fat oils, they could dump that fry basket about 10 times, right? Instead of the 1 or 2 times with a different type of oil. So it became cheaper, right? The shelf stability, there were a lot of benefits to the trans fat. They were detrimental to our health. So, but be cautious because they are still out there and a lot of times found in these foods that I've listed. And they do, trans fats definitely increase your cholesterol. So again, my message to you is that if you're eating a lot of these foods that I've listed here and your cholesterol levels are very high, this is definitely could be the culprit. And I'm not going to get a show of hands, but you know what you're eating today. Does anybody have any questions about the trans fat?
Holy crap. And holy.
So that's a good question. So the good news is, there's a bit of good news. Labeling laws have come a long way. So they have to put whether there's trans fats in the product. So we'll go over a label in a second. And again, the less processed the food, the less likely that it has trans fats. I'm not saying that every single prepackaged food you have is full of these fats, but it's more likely. But you can check for yourself. So that is a great, oh, good question this morning. Very good. Okay. All right, so we talked about decreasing the other fat sources, but these are the good fats, right? These are the fats that are going to boost our good cholesterol. So who remembers talking about the unsaturated fats? Okay, so fish, right? Nuts, okay, our olive oils. Does anybody eat fish in here? I ask this every time. I'm hoping to get a few more hands ready. Got some in the back. Got some at this table. All right, Miss Shirley. Fish that is a great source of unsaturated fats. The heart healthy fats, the fats that are good for our bodies. Okay. Who likes to grab hazelnut nuts for snack? Those good, right? Hopefully the lower sodium ones. Okay. Those have the heart healthy fats, right? And a little bit of protein, and it's a perfect snack. I do have to caution that they are not calorie free though. You know, nuts are one of those things that you can kind of eat and you put down, and all of a sudden the entire jar is gone, and you're like, well, I guess that was me. So anyway, these fats again help raise your good cholesterol and keep your bad cholesterol down. New Alan, you have a question? I was waiting.
It's just actually more of a comment.
Yes, please.
Okay. And it was all about walnuts.
Yeah.
And it's actually been shown that people who eat walnuts.
Walnuts and so like, because people often say, which ones are the healthiest? And walnuts actually, they have the highest amount, when we take it a step further, of those healthy omega-3 fatty acids, and that's why. So all nuts have unsaturated fat, right? The heart. But some have more of these special omega-3, right? Omega-3 fatty acids, and those are your walnuts. And almonds have a little, and some of the other nuts, but walnuts have a lot. So that's what Alan was saying, that of all the nuts, and I've always said, you know, I'm not going to get it. If someone's eating nuts and they're choosing nuts over like potato chips, I'm like, I'm not going to get picked on which kind you're having. But if you want to take a step further, walnuts are absolutely, walnuts are a super food. I mean, they are very healthy. And so, great point, Alan. We're opposite extremes. So on the list, I mean, there's still nuts, so I'm not going to thrown too much shade, but they're towards the bottom, only because they do have a little bit of saturated fat, even though they're fat source, it's still very low, the ratio is low, meaning there's a lot more unsaturated fat. But, yeah, and especially if you're yeah, walnuts are your best. Walnuts and almonds tend to just be the healthiest. But again, especially if you eat mixed nuts, you're going to get a variety. So very good. And especially when the pecans are then put in a pecan pie and that. So that's okay. Yes, great question. Yes. Mhm. So that's fine. What are you cooking with? You just roast them up. Yeah, that's totally fine. And fun fact, peanuts are not technically they're but still a very similar nutrient profile. So that is peanuts. I love peanuts. They're a healthy snack as long as they're not overly salted and you're not frying them up. And make sure that's right. Wonderful. 2 thumbs up. Okay. You had a question here. Oh, wonderful. Is that on my list? I don't think that's on my list. Oh, here it is. Avocados, all of them are unsaturated fat. It's super healthy. You can kind of tell, it's creamy, right? You can kind of tell it's not like a typical fruit, right? It's got a lot of different textures in it. So, but again, all the healthy fats, all the healthy unsaturated fats. Great question. Yes, Jackie.
Cashews.
I'm just gonna bring a list and rank all the nuts, right?
That would be good.
Cashews are falling in the middle. I love cashews. So we're gonna go walnuts at the top.
Yeah.
Pecans at the bottom, and cashews are somewhere in between.
Okay.
Does that help? Yeah.
My doctor told me was that if you eat half an avocado a day, you will lower your bad cholesterol. Right.
And the avocados, walnuts, some of the foods that are on this list, they are truly superfoods. So even if you incorporate them in your diet a couple times a week, your body will be thankful for that.
Be the same with avocado oil. It's cold pressed versus avocado.
No, you're going to get a lot. Getting it straight from the food source. Remember, the more processed something is, you're losing something in every step of the way. But avocado oil is a great oil to use, but if you're looking for the biggest nutrient on an avocado.
Okay.
Avocado. Yep. Great question. Look at y'all. Look at this fruit. Oh, guacamole. That's my favorite. Yes. We should serve us guacamole with green St. Patrick's Day. That's all right. That's right. That's right.
So obviously,
Yes. I think it's from the seed. I think because if you think about anything that you extract liquid from, so for example, the milk alternative, I'm getting it from a dry. I think it's from, so that seed is actually pretty moist. And I mean, it takes a lot of that. That's why I thought it was more expensive because it takes a lot of fruit, it takes a lot of olives, it takes a lot of avocados to produce oil. But I think it comes from the seed. Yeah, some people have like they can blend them right up. I mean, in their smoothies and all that. So yes, absolutely. And I've got some really good. As a matter of fact, I can go ahead and pass these out. Or Adam, do you want to say these are awesome. So there's a handout on cholesterol. Exactly. Basically, the slides summed up. There's a handout on triglycerides, and then there's just some information. Sorry, I made that complicated for you, but all right.
So this just looked up, an avocado oil is extracted from the pulp of the fruit. Yeah, and it does say that avocado oil is powerful health benefits, including reduced LDL and triglycerides.
Absolutely. So oils again.
Yeah, this is on Healthline too.
And
I always wondered.
Yeah, I didn't know either. That's why I looked.
So liquid vegetable oils, again, I didn't include avocado oil, but obviously that's included. So soybean, corn, sunflower, canola, almond, sunflower oil, avocado oil, all of these oils, can lower your LDL and boost your HDL. Very good. Awesome. Does anyone have any more questions on the ones that are on the healthy fat? These foods, this list here, and the list is being passed out by Alan Jackie. If you're eating some of the foods off that list, then it's a good thing, okay? All right, I think we're ready. Okay. We're in the home stretch of doing awesome. Everybody in this room has heard of dietary fiber, right? A good old scrub brush for your intestines, regular, right? You all know that. Keeps us full. Dietary fiber can help remove some of that bad cholesterol from your intestines before it even hits your bloodstream. So increase dietary fiber. We know where to get fiber. We get it from our whole grains, our whole grain cereals, our oatmeal, our whole grain. Fruit has fiber in it. Vegetables, beans. I mean, you can get fiber if you want to. Does anybody know how many grams of fiber a day are recommended? A lot. Who wants to take a guess? Did I remember from yesterday? Very close. 25 to 30. Yeah, 20 a day. Now let me caution. If you're not eating very much dietary fiber, don't be a hero and go have 25 grams tomorrow. Because you will never talk to me again. You will be like, oh, Ann's coming, I will not be here. Because your tummy, let's just say it wants to be out upset. You know what I mean? So it's good to gradually build up. Does everybody know what I mean by that? I mean, you're getting gassy and bloated. I mean, it is, because again, that's why fiber, another reason outside of cholesterol, why fiber is so good for our body, it really makes our intestines work, right? We have to work. It helps keep our microbiome healthy, right? Our intestinal. Your neighbors say, oh, I know, right? I know, or a plumber, whoever, you know, I don't know. So dietary fiber. Who eats some whole grain products? Who's into the whole? Love it, sir. Yes. Shirley, you got to eat some whole grain. And it doesn't have to be every grain you put in your body, but about 50%, that's kind of the goal. So if you're not eating any whole grains, maybe try, maybe try some whole grain rice. You have brown rice. You have some whole grain pasta, right? Yeah. Add a little oatmeal, okay? Okay, I know it's lunchtime almost, so I'm gonna wrap this up. This, Miss Shirley, this was the nutrition fact list. So on the side, see right here where it says trans fats? That's where to look. So look at your crackers. I'm gonna disclose something. Labeling laws have come a long way. When a product has 0.5 grams of trans fat, they can round down to 0. So if it's a little tricky, I know, because, but it's just good to take a look and make sure it says 0. But keep in mind that 0, if it's 0.5 grams, they can round down to 0. So that is a little misleading because, let's say you decide to have 4 servings of whatever product that would be, you've already got 2 grams of trans fats. That's about the max limit for your daily intake. So, but that's a good place to start. So trans fats. That help? Okay. Okay, so this slide sums it up. So what's next? What do we do? And you talked a lot. Give us a very quick list, and that it also repeated on all your handouts. So we're checking that nutrition fact label, right? Every single packaged food you have has a nutrition fact label on it. The information is right there. You can turn it over and see how many of those have saturated fat. See if there's any trans fat. It's got to say it on the label, okay? We're increasing our dietary fiber. Remember, slow and steady, not overnight. So we're limiting our trans fat, our saturated fat, and we're choosing more foods than those healthy fats, okay? Maybe if you're having, 3 servings of red meat a week, you can replace one of those with 6. Just start small, and then it'll become a habit, right? We're really trying to limit those prepackaged fat foods that have some of those good trans fats. We're going to try to quit smoking, and we're going to move our body as much as we're able, right? That sounds pretty doable, right? I mean, most of you are probably doing some of these things already. So give yourself a pat on the back. see more happy. There we go. Okay, so we're doing some of these things. So again, these are just reminders. And I know small changes go a long way, right? So eating healthy is a cumulative effect, right? Eating healthy one day, that's not going to be good enough. It's a cumulative effect, so maybe small changes, and over time, your body will respond. Okay, with that, all the good questions go out. I got another one here. Yes. Peanut butter, great. That's a great option. Yeah. Peanut butter just now, it's just a little jelly, a little pepper, everything. You know what I mean?
What I've started doing too is instead of the jelly, I've been using banana and then some honey on a good wheat bread or a good grain bread. Oh man, that stuff's good.
That's such a good idea. I'm gonna use that.
Because I love the jelly and it's like, well, that doesn't do me any good, but the honey will, obviously not a huge amount of honey.
Yeah, but you can actually use the banana, you can add fruit
Right.
in, so yeah, I like that. It absolutely does have. It has a little, so unless you're getting the natural peanut butter, you can even grind peanut butter yourself in some of these like health food stores. It does have a little bit of sugar and salt added in, but the way I look at it, if somebody's eating, it's not that much, it's a little bit of added sugar. But if you're choosing to make a peanut butter jelly, I think that's overgoing and you guys do that, obviously, you're always going to choose. Very good. That's a great question. Peanut butter is a great snack. Peanut butter on an apple, that's another good one. Oh, this is great. Yeah, so that's gonna have chickpeas in it, so you get some good. Not as much bacteria because the peas are kind of the chickpeas are kind of bad in consideration, but it's a healthy snack. That's a healthy snack. Go with Shirley. Y'all have really good questions today. I love good discussion. Who else has a question? Or comments? Or a topic idea for next, or actually not even your neighbor, but it's met. Does anybody have something that they really want to address? And you don't have to think of it right now, but you think of it, or you're, sitting in there now,